Geoff Keighley gives us a bit of a tease for what's to come at the upcoming Games Fest, and several of the confirmed PS3 titles for PS Plus will not be getting access to their DLC. TechVandal here, and guys, if you enjoy these videos, be sure to hit that like button, it greatly helps out. And if you're new, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with the latest in gaming news. Summer Game Fest is coming up right around the corner, June 9th to be specific, and Geoff Keighley had a few comments about what we can expect and or not to expect. In fact, what he does not expect is that there will be, well, I suppose what he does expect is that there will be less third-party video game showcases. During a Twitter Spaces audio session, Geoff explained how these publishers and developers have apparently reconsidered their approach after last year's trash fire. While I am being a little harsh, as Geoff goes on to explain, they got a lot of bad publicity because it was very uneventful. There was only a handful of announcements in these massive time blocks, which just kind of wasted everybody's time. There were a lot of shows last year where everyone was disappointed when they weren't really press conferences, right? Like Take-Two, Capcom, Square Enix, and things like that. I think they have learned that if you're going to do a press conference, you kind of need to have 30 minutes plus of stuff. And sometimes, they only have one or two great games to show, which may not be enough to do a full event. And I absolutely agree with this sentiment. You can't go on and on with these couple of announcements and fluff around it with these random talking points and then keynote presentations about the nothing to do with the game, and then have some weird skits. And sometimes they're funny, but I don't know, it's getting a little old now, and I just want more information about the game. And if it's not presentable, it's not about the games, then it's kind of a waste of time. So I think it's a good thing that they're not going to be padding out these giant 5-minute talk sessions where they just go on and about oh, the development of this game is great. Well, what about the game? Tell me about the game, show gameplay. If it's not ready, then don't present it. Don't give this half an hour speech and do a little dance. Anyway, he goes on to say that there's going to be a bit of a shift in response to this, where these companies instead participate in events like Summer Game Fest and the upcoming Xbox and Bethesda showcase. He added he had a pretty good sense of what's coming up in the next month, and he doesn't expect there to be too much filler. He says that he expects people to be hyped about the games in general around this period. He also goes on to say, quote, "There is a lack of games coming out right now, with a lot of games being delayed because they were started during the pandemic. We're still hoping for a lot of things to come out." And again, Geoff's Game Fest will be June the 9th. It'll be hopefully more quick, snappy, fun time. Says there's going to be a lot of huge announcements, and I'm very excited to see what's to be coming. But what do you guys think? Do you think it's a good thing that there's going to be less third-party titles or announcements, if you will? Let me know in the comments. Despite the hopes of many fans, PlayStation is still not going to be allowing DLCs to be accessible with streaming-only titles. With the upcoming PS3 games list that will be going to PS Plus, they still will not be available to actually download themselves, only to be streamed, which means you can't access the DLC. Unlike PS4 titles where you can download them and therefore you can access the DLC, PS3 you can't. It's stream only, which is massively disappointing in my opinion, and I'm sure many other fans. And although it was already like that, there was a bit of hope that maybe, just maybe, they might be able to pull something off. They might be able to turn around. Unfortunately, that's not the case this time. And there's here's the list of confirmed games on the service. You have games like Azura's Wrath, you have Devil May Cry HD Collection, Demon's Souls, you have things like Eco, Infamous 1 and 2, Lost Planet, you have Puppeteer, Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, Red Dead Redemption, Undead Nightmare, Resistance 3. There's just Rain, so many good games. Sadly, none of them will be getting access to the DLC. For example, like Azura's Wrath will not be getting several of the DLC episodes that were released for the game, and not even like its Street Fighter crossover DLC. Castlevania, Lords of Shadow 2 had 4 downloadable content packs, and the Revelations DLC let you play as Alucard. Lost Planet 2, the MotorStorm games, Resistance 3, Tokyo Jungle, Crash Commando, all these DLCs will not be available to play. And again, I don't fully understand why myself. If there's anybody who's listening who understands more about why they can't have it be downloaded, or why they can't present a streaming capability, let me know in the comments, because that kind of confuses me. Well, I don't know. I'm just confusing myself, and I'm rambling. But if you have any information as to how come this is the way it is, let me know. And if you are disappointed or you think it's not that big of a deal, because honestly, DLC is a plus. It's not a part of the base game, but a lot of DLC adds to the base game. It adds value, and it's a very important part of the game in my opinion. What do you all think? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. I've been Rob at TechVandal, and I'll see you all next time.